Hey everyone, and welcome to this week at Draft Media Partners. We're committed to transparency, and I wanted to create a space where I can build our company in public. So it just makes sense to do that in this type of format, a vlog, a podcast of sorts. For those of you who haven't heard of us, Draft Media Partners is an advertising execution company. We have a proprietary tech stack that allows us to plan and execute paid media across a variety of verticals. Often we work behind the scenes of other media companies and agencies, fractional CMOs. Our company is built of 7 divisions: Draft Outdoor, which is the largest network of outdoor advertising; Draft Broadcast, which is a traditional media buying service; Draft Digital, which is for all things new media; Draft Ad Tech, which is where we're building the future of advertising; Draft Creative, which is a full service creative solution; Draft Direct, which focuses on direct mail; and Draft Promotions, where we focus on branded physical products. So, anyway, today I'm going to talk about our business success formula and what we're doing this month to make our company better. Today I'm going to talk about our basically how we are using that, how we came up with it, etc. We just some quick wins. We achieved a major milestone by securing a new referral partner through our influencer-driven channel. This is a significant step forward for us because our influencer-driven channels are fairly new for us. Basically, we take someone with an audience, like a business podcast host, and we help them establish an ad agency using our platform for fulfillment. So they already have an established relationship, an established audience. They already are seen as an authority, and we can essentially help them leverage that trust that they've built up into a turnkey business for them, extending their product offering without actually having to extend like overhead or anything else. So that's a big recent win. One of the biggest challenges we face recently is really nothing short of just broken processes. It's causing us to we've missed several deadlines. We have pretty tight turnarounds. We try to turn around proposals within 2 business days. We try to execute campaigns within 2 business days. We've missed several of those, and that plus just a poor job communicating. A business is only as good as its execution, right? And so that's why improving our processes is really our core focus. And that's exactly our topic for today. I mean, that's why we are talking about the business success formula. That's why we developed it. And that's why we're using it in our own business. When I say we developed it, it's Marcus Lemonis. So if you ever watch the CNBC show, The Prophet, or anything else, you've probably heard of him, or you definitely have if you watch that show, because he is the prophet. But Marcus Lemonis, he has the 3 P's of business: people, product, and process. That's the sort of 3 pillars he judges a business by. Well, we've adapted that to a math formula. It's actually what I developed, or what I started using when I was deciding whether or not to invest in a company. That's the sort of 3 things I look at. I judge on a scale of 1 to 10, how are the people? On a scale of 1 to 10, how's the product? On a scale of 1 to 10, how's the process? So people plus product plus process, kind of in parentheses, and then times distribution, which is an element that I added. In other words, how skilled are your employees and partners? How effective and unique is your product offering? And how turnkey and error-proof are your processes? That's sort of the metric. And then, of course, none of that matters if you don't have a clear and defined way of getting that people, product, and process out to the masses. And so that's why I added distribution. So, how do you find and acquire new people into your pipeline, right? So for some businesses, that might be opening an ice cream stand in the middle of a shopping mall, right? You've got established product, or you have people, product, and process inside the booth, and your distribution is that you're paying high rent to be in a place where there's a lot of foot traffic, that type of thing. So anyway, back in the first week of the month, my business partner, Jerry, and I were sort of talking through our goal for Draft, and we wrote this formula on the board. And we decided to take a week and focus on each part. So a people week, a process week, etc. And that's exactly what we did and have done, and that's currently what we're in the middle of right now. The first week was People Week. We made some people changes. We met with each team member to determine what their individual goals and desires were, what their talents were, etc. And then, what they actually enjoy working on. We want to match people to tasks that not only are they skilled for, but that they actually enjoy doing as much as possible. Because while usually you do enjoy the thing you're skilled at, that's not always the case. And so we want to know when there's misalignments like that. We want to build around that. We want to know if somebody wants to be managing a team 10 years from now or not. Both are good, right? Like there's no right answer in that world. It's just helpful to know. If someone has the goal of being a department head, it's helpful to know that. And if somebody really doesn't ever want to do that, if that's their worst nightmare, then it's helpful to know that as well. And so we can so we know, okay, this person, so we know how to motivate and how to basically make sure that we're making each person as happy as possible. Then week before last, because we took last week off, as I've already sort of mentioned, the week before last was Product Week. We did a deep dive into each one of our product offerings, the good, the bad, the ugly, what's working, what's not working, what's causing headaches for our clients and partners, what's not, what processes do we need to have in place, where are we at pricing wise versus the market, are there things that we need to bring in, etc. And so that brings us to this week. This week is Process Week. How easily and effective are things running internally? We know this is going to be a challenge for us. We've been flying the plane while building it. So we have, I'd like to say we've never hired someone and then had to figure out sort of after we've hired them, okay, how do we work with this person into the process and how do we train them on these things? But that's not the case. Of course, we've done that numerous times. So we know we have a lot of duplicate systems. We have one area where we have, too many processes or duplicate systems, and then we have, sorry, I had to click over, and then we may have another area where we have non-existent systems, and so on, and so everything in between. And so I'll have more of an update on the findings of this week in next week's update. But that's what we're doing. We're just sort of taking some time this week to focus in on our processes and our weakness. So as for goals, we're currently at 125 active clients. Our goal for this year is to break the 200 mark. So that's sort of our goal. We're at 125. We would like to get to 200. We've been at above 100 for almost a year now, and so that may not sound like a huge stretch goal, but the reality is, because you may think, oh, that's only 75 clients above where you are right now, but one, we're going into July, and two, so we're already in the back half of the year. And two, we've been fairly consistent. We haven't lost clients, but we haven't been growing either. And that's been somewhat by design, because I really do want to make sure that we have the best product and processes, and everything is aligned. Being 12 hours late on a proposal is one thing. I don't want things to get worse than that. So we've been very scaled and measured in our growth. Our biggest project on the horizon would have to be the building of our promotional products division. We're really starting from the ground up on that one, and so that's exciting. So that's the sort of biggest thing in front of us in terms of build outs and those things. So with that, very much value your input. I do want to build this company in public so that you guys can, so one, we can look back at these things and learn from our own successes and failures, but also so that others can do the same. So we value your input. If you have any thoughts, feedback, suggestions, just email us at info@draftmediapartners.com. That's info@draftmediapartners.com. Your feedback is crucial to our ongoing improvement and success. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week at Draft Media Partners. We appreciate your support and look forward to sharing more updates with you next week. Until then, take care and keep pushing forward.